DeStasio can't believe it. Whoa, but they've got a third down coming up here with maybe half a meter to go, so nice call, Churchill.
Sanderson was being covered on the play by number 20, Tim Lang, and Sanderson once again had a couple of steps on him, and DeStasio just overthrew him. Seemed to be a play-action pass, some kind of faking in the backfield.
That was a good time to run that play. It was second and about half a meter to go, and I'm sure they felt that if it wasn't completed, they'd come back and pick up the first down.
There we go. Good. Oh, there goes Andrews. It made it look easy. Again, Chris Jameson just tore through that off right guard, right tackle area. Wow. I'd hate to be an offensive lineman in front of that guy if he's the back coming up my seat.
If you take it standing up, you're in trouble. I'll guarantee you that.
Well, Tom, you're a line coach's sister. You can relate to that. Or what a time.
Well, we didn't have backs like Jameson running that quickly and that explosively up into the hole. So our offensive linemen don't have any cleat marks on their back.
You guys did an excellent job, though, running wide, pulling linemen this year. That was your forte?
Yeah, we had Calvin Zankowski. And, Calvin's coming back next year.
Yeah, he'll tear the league apart, that's for sure. He's a super player, first-year player. Here's DeStasio throwing the ball, but it's, Jameson with a diving attempt, but the ball looked like it was away. No possibility of the reception.
There was also Richardson out there running a pattern just slightly shallower than Jameson's. Richardson, number 30, as the tight end.
Sanderson was on the post up the middle, so it looks like the same play again that they scored the touchdown on, the Jameson second touchdown.
Here's a replay of it.
Good coverage by number 26 on the corner.
That's Rob Dick.
Second and 10 situation. The Bulldogs got to be careful here. They don't want to turn the ball over. They want to give Lorne Davies a shot at a field goal. He's got a very strong leg.
We've got Dave Gallus in for Don Birch at the flanker.
Oh, the Bulldogs are going to be called probably too long putting the ball into play, I think. We'll wait till they sort it out.
It kind of looked like it was going to be a replay of both number 20 Jameson and number 30 Richardson running towards the sidelines, and then 15 Sanderson doing a post over the middle.
The old time count violation trick by the Bulldogs is going to put them second and 15, and I don't know if it hurts them that much, Ron. I think they're just trying to set up a play that's going to put them in position for field goal.
I think, I'd rather have second and 10 as a coach than second and 15, especially in the field position. Now they're 5 meters. I have to get used to that still. 5 meters farther back, and that could be a critical time distance between the field goal and the single if they can't kick it that far.
Be interesting if DeStasio comes away out into the flats with his passer. They haven't gone to Mike Richardson over the middle too often. That's been a good pattern for them another game, but there's, an excellent play by that. We'll try and get that number 50. There it is, 61 with a super play for Rob Albertson. What a play for the Crusaders, and that's
going to take Churchill out of definite field goal range, so they're going to have to punt, and to get a single point, it's going to be a long punt from Mulvaney.
That play sure woke up the crowd. There's a terrific shot of young Rob there, and Rob's a grade 11 student. He'll be back next year, and I'm sure his brother and parents will be proud of that play. Whoa.
Well, for Churchill to get a single, young Kyle Mulvaney is going to have to kick about a 52-meter punt just to get it to the goal line, so this will be interesting.
There's the kick. It's a good driving kick. Oh, they let it bounce in between. It's going to be tie ball game. I imagine Peter Harewood will give up a point. There he is. Whoa,
we have to question that one, Coach.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it was intended or not. Mulvaney's a left-footed kicker, and that ball's coming at you like a knuckleball. I don't know exactly what happened there.
I just thought the distance was such that there was no possibility of Mulvaney getting a single on that punt. The return men seemed to have a beam on it and could judge it properly, but something happened and it went into the end zone. Tie score, 15-all.
Scary things happening at the Velodrome one night after Halloween.
Didn't you mention overtime earlier in the game?
Yeah,
it's 15-all right now.
I'd love a little overtime. I don't know if the reporters or officials will be that excited. There's Peter Harewood breaking loose for about 9 meters.
Nice run. Good inside running by number 25 Harewood, and then we see the flag thrown.
Yes, there's a late flag. We'll wait till they sort that out.
St. Paul's is jumping up and down. It looks like it's against Churchill.
And it's going to be a big one, 15 meters. Probably some kind of a talking penalty or perhaps rough play, and Churchill doesn't need that. With the possibility of 1 point deciding this game, there's no sense giving your opponents good field position by penalty.
Rough play. There's a pitch inside to Harewood. He breaks loose for about another 7-meter gain, and that play really developed well.
Well, I think it was the same play, Bob, only it was to the opposite side.
if we get a replay on that, we'll see that their right offensive tackle did an excellent job. He came down tough on Jamie Christensen, number 54. See it come down, steal him off inside, and there he goes, turns it up.
Yeah, looked like number 48. We'll check that out. I believe that's John Militano. I'm not sure about that, but I believe that's the man who put the block on there. There's the gift to Harewood off the other side. Oh, no room this time, and I think he'll be a meter short, but we'll wait till they unpile. There's the yardstick boys. Had a great look at that one.
Christensen was in on the tackle. That's Jamie Christensen, 54, and he plays defensive end.
They're a meter short on the mark, Bob.
What does St. Paul's do in this situation? 3rd and 1, pretty deep into Churchill territory.
Yeah, they haven't used the quarterback sneak. It wouldn't be. I think they'll probably maybe, although Harewood is such a powerful back, but I would have my quarterback sneak the ball if it's like. There it is, Harewood, first down. He breaks through. He's got about 8 meters. Nice run by St. Paul's, gives them a first down. The ball's down around, it looks to be around the 27-meter line of the Churchill Bulldogs, and things are buzzing here at the Velodrome. There's some of those rowdy Churchill spectators saying, "Stop that man."
Well, this has been quite a drive, Bob. Of course, it started after the single point that Churchill scored on the punt, and there was one rough play penalty there aiding St. Paul's, and they've really taken the ball down the field. Cameraman a little faked out there, but I think Tetro was the ball carrier, number 14.
Yeah, just for a short gain, and I was faked out a little bit too. I didn't know I was watching a replay. After four and a half hours of broadcasting, Tom, you got to miss a few. And there's a picture of the Churchill Bulldog. It wants to get out on the field there. The mascot. What nerve! It says, "Hold me back."
We're down to about 5 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. Actually, 4 minutes, 58 seconds, 15-all ball game.
Jamie Christensen is down on the field right now. The trainers are coming out to see what the problem is. That's going to hurt.
Yeah, Jamie's been double-teamed a lot over on that side because I believe Churchill's using a 3-man line, so those 3-down linemen are really taking a beating, that's for sure.
He also plays both ways, Bob, and as we've commented, it's been a very physical ball game. We've got a little under 5 minutes left to go in the ball game, and it's the wear and tear just got to be taking its effect on him. He's a very integral part of both their offensive scheme of things and what they do defensively.
Dean Kazmarowicz is in to replace him again, and I know last time Dean came in the game, St. Paul's didn't waste any time attacking him.
No, I would think we'll probably see something off tackle right to St. Paul's right, meaning Churchill's left.
But the situation here, Tom, now like a second and looks like a 2nd and 9 situation, so that might dictate a little different play. But
might try the pitch play. And we'd like to remind you that the championship game is next Saturday, November the 5th at the Velodrome, 1 p.m. And please try to attend. Support high school sports.
There's some of the Churchill supporters. We're number 1. Will they be? Who knows? We got 4.5 minutes to go. There goes Harewood. And somebody's got him to himself. Number 12 missed him. Harewood turns the corner, knocked out of bounds down around the 17-meter line, I believe. A nice run by Peter Harewood, and the Crusaders are coming alive here with 4:49 remaining.
See an orange piece of cloth on the field, Bob. Is that a flag there? Or?
And it seems to be against St. Paul's. They're moving back. But another thing I noticed that time, again, it was an unbalanced line right, Tom, and Churchill didn't adjust to it. You can see the people outnumbered. Number 12, Jim Harvey, I think it is, has a shot at him and misses, and then the pursuit catches up with him on the sidelines.
Smart play by St. Paul's because they overbalanced their offensive line to the side where Churchill has made some replacements. In other words, to Christensen's side. Christensen was out and the rookie was in. I think Kazmarowicz. I'm not sure if he's a rookie or not, but he's not the regular defensive end, and they overbalanced the line to that side. Good play. I think we're going to see the same thing here. Offside, though.
Oh, here we go again.
Tetro's offside.
Pass. It's caught by Catafio. No, it dropped, I think. Good defense over there by number 22. We'll give him credit for the Churchill Bulldogs. That's Dale Hutchinson. He's a veteran player, been around a couple of years.
He played, saw a lot of duty last year in the secondary and back again this year. Good job. He did a job, got filling well. Took him right in the midsection and tackled him.
Nice
Good
play,
job.
Dale.
Flag on the play, though, and I think number 14 for the St. Paul's Crusaders, Tetro, was offside.
And that was a big play. Declined the penalty. It ends up 3rd and 14, almost 15 now. And now we have to wonder whether Churchill, if it is kicked in the end zone, will they run it out or give up a single for field position, then hope to go down and get at least 3.
Yeah, I think there's not much doubt they're going to run the ball out and keep it alive here, keep it a tie game, I would think, in this situation. It'll be a tremendous... Pura has done a good job kicking into the wind, but he's got a real task here He'll be kicking the ball. He'll be leaving his foot around the 41-meter line into a wind. And there's the kick. It's not very far at all. Oh, a poor kick. It hasn't rolled out of bounds yet as Andrews comes up and traps the Crusaders for no yards. A smart play by John Andrews.
We have to wonder, Bob, that was number 15, Pura, coming up. So that was the kicker. So they had to throw the flag, but they'll discuss that out and see that he was an onside man and that Churchill will get the ball right there.
That's number 22, Paul Catafio, debating the call with the referee, but I think
you're right, Ron.
There won't be any flag.
I just noticed they've just waved it off. Flag not really thrown in air. They have to throw it, like you said, Ron, if somebody infringes on that 5-yard area. So this sets up an interesting final 4 minutes here. We're down to 4:12 in the fourth quarter, 15-15, the second game of our doubleheader tonight, Tuesday night, November the 1st at the Velodrome. It's semi-final action in the High School Football League. And right now, the Churchill Bulldogs, they've got to get that ball out of the shadow of the goalpost now. Although they are out, I think, around the 20-meter line, so things could be worse. They just give to John Andrews inside, and I think John goes for about 4 or 5 meters. He'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
John did a good that time keeping his legs going. He hit the pile and spun and kept the feet driving, and he picked up probably 3 extra meters after the original hit.
It's going to be 2nd and about 4 meters to go, between 4 and 5 meters.
There's a shot of some Churchill spectators here at the game.
Down to about 3.5 minutes left in this fourth quarter.
We'll be doing some ground level interviews after the game, so stay tuned. There's George Sanderson open, a nice diving attempt, but the ball goes incomplete on a 2nd and 5 situation. A nice pass from D'Estasio, just slightly missed on the execution there. George Sanderson, nice diving attempt, and there was good coverage by Cantefio for the Crusaders. Now it's now the pressure is on this Churchill centerman. Don Birch has got to come through with a good snap right now.
Well, they need a good snap and a good punt, because if St. Paul's gets that ball around midfield with 3:20 left in the ball game, they're in excellent position to come in and get the go-ahead point or points.
There's a shot of the rookie punter for the Churchill Bulldogs, Kyle Mulvaney. I'm sure the coaches have said, try and get rid of the ball in a hurry, Kyle. And here's the big rush. He does. Oh,
and they got a roughing.
What a booming kick, a nice kick. Number 15, Pura is taking the ball. There was a penalty on the kicker, and Pura is run out of bounds by Urso. And what are the Bulldogs going to do? I think their choice is pretty obvious here. They're going to get a first down probably on a roughing the kicker.
Just trying to pick out what number roughed the kicker. I think it was 55, Grouette.
We get a replay, we can see the contact. Here we go. Came in from the right side, so we can see if we can pick that up as he comes.
The official.
There we go.
Oh, they missed it on.
Excellent punt, though. Excellent punt.
The official didn't have much choice there, because poor young Mulvaney really got blindsided. There's a picture of Urso putting Pura out of bounds, but that was after. The important thing is, if you're a Bulldog fan, you got a first down up here around the 38-meter line of the St. Paul's Crusaders with 2:51 remaining till the final whistle.
Tie ball game, 15-15.
The fans are chanting overtime, overtime. What a super game. I don't think I've ever seen so many fans just standing for the whole game. Look at them packed in there, Tom.
Even some over on the other side, Bob.
Tom, I know you're supposed to head down to field level, but don't stay here till the last minute. Or hang in here.
Are you sure about that, Bob?
Well, I think you'll be able to fight your way through the crowd. No, probably a quicker way would be go
straight through the booth.
Straight through the booth. Down the rail.
There you go, Bob. 1st and 10 after the penalty for roughing the kicker.
There's John Andrews. He breaks through. He's in the first down territory. Nice run. And John's the league leading scorer, and he showed why on that play, as he just is on the verge of breaking it, probably all the way there. A nice first down run up near midfield. .233 remaining. The clock's running. The Bulldogs eating up a little time. They want to get in a position just to kick the ball. Lauren Davies, a very strong leg for field goals. Kyle Mulvaney, good leg, too, for the punting. So it'll be kind of interesting. There they give. Same play to Andrews. Oh, he's stuffed, but he's at least made it to the midfield mark. And that was the first down play. Only picked up 1 or 2 meters.
That was number 55, Robin Grouette, that came in and made the hit for, he picked up 1 meter, but it was an excellent fill by him and stood up Andrews and limited the gain to 1 meter.
Well, Robin's played a fine game tonight. I don't know how many times we've mentioned his name, and I think he's also a two-way player. He's involved on the offensive line for the St. Paul's Crusaders.
2nd and 9. Will the Bulldogs pass? No, it's John Andrews' time for only a short gain, so it's punting time with Kyle Mulvaney. I'm surprised the Bulldogs maybe didn't put it up, go for a first down, but the coaches maybe figure Mulvaney can get it down near that goal line again. I guess he kicked from this area before.
I believe you're right, Bob. I think the last single that Mulvaney got to tie up the score was from about this part of the field.
I think they're about 5 yards deeper, Bob.
Yeah, it'd be
5 meters back, but he got all of it the last time when he picked up the single, and if they don't field the ball properly, you could be looking at the go-ahead point.
He has to kick that ball about 60 meters here to get it to the goal line, so that gives you viewers at home an idea of what's... Here's the St. Paul's doesn't go for the block, and there's the Mulvaney's kick, a nice high kick, and it comes down around, I think, the 15-meter line where it's handled very nicely by the Crusaders, and they just hold on to the ball with 1:26 remaining.
And the ball at the 20-meter line coming out.
Tom Sherbrick says, I'm not going down the stairs, it's going into overtime. I'd have to agree with you at this point, Tom.
Well, the thing that St. Paul's got into problems in the first half was fumbled footballs and penalties, and if they can stay away from that, they'll be in good shape. But if they turn the ball over here, there'd be a big break for Churchill.
How about Peter Harewood throwing a pitch pass? Whoa, I hope the Bulldogs are ready for that. Oh,
there's the pitch.
But no pass. The Bulldogs stuff it, and that's kind of interesting. That play only ate up about 4 seconds. So
well, they may get the ball. If they don't pick up a first down, St. Paul's will have to kick into that wind, and it's starting to pick up. We see papers blowing up here in the press box in front of us. Churchill could be in good position and put a couple plays together and maybe win the ball game.
St. Paul's, you're right, Ron, has got to pick up a first down here. 1:15, the clock is running.
They're unbalanced left this time, and Churchill did not adjust again. And here's the pitch to Harewood. He turns it up.
Oh, he's met by Urso, but he broke that tackle. But I think he'll be 2 meters short, maybe. Very interesting. Has the player signal over to Coach Sitter, and I think it's timeout time. I think I would take a timeout.
They better use it now. They may not get a chance to use it again.
I'd be surprised if they don't, because, I guess there's an injured player. And it's young Harewood.
If they're going for it and Peter Harewood is down, that's an inopportune time for him to go down for St. Paul's, because he's the key to their offensive unit if they're going to try to pick up that first down.
And this just adds to the dramatics, Tom. You like that? Your best running back going down with 1:04 left. Oh, my God.
I'm surprised, Tom, that the Churchill defensive line hasn't picked up that unbalanced line, because they used it a lot in the last 3 years, and they've always commented if you can catch a defense that doesn't adjust to it, you outman them at the point of attack, and you're in very good position. And St. Paul's has been doing that consistently. Well, we noticed it early in the second quarter, and they've been doing it to them the rest of the game, and they haven't adjusted to it.
Well, they've got
No, I agree with you. It just seems like you would think that the Churchill defense would move over. Their own team uses the overbalanced line themselves, and they probably run it against their own defense in practice. And why they're not shifting over, I don't know. But
I would like to get a zero-in shot on the St. Paul's coaching staff over there. I'm sure there's a look of concern as Peter Harewood comes on the ball game.
Here comes the punting unit. I see young Joey Pound coming on the field, but it's Pura, I guess I'm looking for. He's the punter, isn't he?
Or would it be the fake punting unit?
Remember right toward the end of the first half, he ran a fake. So what do we do here?
Oh, this is punt that ball away, St. Paul.
53 seconds left, 15 all.
All the brains are just grinding away up here in the press box.
And we don't get to make the decision.
No. Strategy time.
Well, this is it. It's a 15-15 ball game, and if they go and get stopped...
Well, I guess St. Paul's did take a regular timeout after an injury timeout. I guess that's possible. I believe that's what they've done here. I see Coach Sitter out in the field talking, I believe it's to either Pura or Charles Tetro. I'm not sure which one.
There's the St. Paul offense eagerly awaiting decision of Coach Sitter coming in with the play. I'm sure they'd like to go for it. I know all offensive linemen, if they figure if it's 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, they said, let us block, we can get it.
Yeah.
But,
I think I saw that's the nature of offensive linemen, to think that they can make that first down all the time.
I think I saw Coach Sitter gaze skywards before he made this call. Father Conley, where are you when we need you?
Well, they're in punt formation, and Andrews and Urso are deep, ready to receive the punt.
Good snap. Look at that ball come back like a rocket right on the numbers. There's a good kick into the wind, and it's handled there. I think that's Andrews with the ball, and he's just up over midfield. Oh, he's down. That's Urso. I guess he's down to around the 46-meter line of the St. Paul's Crusaders. So now we're down to 43 seconds remaining. 15-15.
43 seconds with 46 meters to go to the goal line. It'll be interesting, the decision of what Churchill does play calling wise, whether they try to get them in position for a field goal or whether they just try to get the 1 point.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob and Ron, but I think Churchill has one timeout left.
That would sound right. That's right.
That may become a crucial factor.
I wouldn't be surprised if Churchill maybe passes. If they do pass, I think it'd be a very deep pass, and there's a nice head surge.
Well,
5 meters.
We've seen him throw that flat pass, that little quick out to the wide receivers, and looking at it, it's still there. But boy, if you throw that one wrong behind the receiver, it's 6 points going the other way. So I'm sure they're not going to make any mistakes. They're going to try to get themselves in position to win the ball game on the last play of the game.
31 seconds.
Maybe we'll see a punting match in and out of the end zone, Bob.
Sure, I'm all in favor of that. There's Destasio, there's that pass. I believe it was caught. I just missed it. Sanderson over by the bench, and he's in first down territory. 22 seconds left, and the Bulldogs are clawing away, trying to eke out a victory here by a point if they can. 22 seconds.
Well, I'm sure, Tom, that they won't make the mistake they made in the first half by not getting any points. I'm sure that timeout will come into play.
Well, they can't allow that to happen. They had a timeout at the end of the first half, and they never used it and allowed the clock to run out.
Destasio gives to Andrews, just tucks in behind the big left tackle. Mike Dean goes ahead for 3 meters. 11 seconds remaining. Oh, it's getting scary, boys and girls.
Well, it's just a matter of Churchill. I think for them to win this game, they're just going to have to kick the ball out of the end zone or angle it towards the corner.
Well, there's a meeting of the minds. Churchill has called their final timeout, and they're meeting. We've got a shot on the television here of the head screen. Everyone thinking over the huddle at the Churchill bench. There we are, and everyone involved is involved there. You see Andrews, you see Birch, you see Christensen in back there. All the coaching staff is surrounded. They have to decide whether they want to kick that ball for a single or they're going to try a field goal.
Tom Sherbrooke is just making his way down to the sidelines now. He's anticipating a 1-point victory by the Bulldogs. He might be a little premature. Doesn't he know the Crusaders have been known to block kicks and pick them up and run for touchdowns? And we've got Ron Gustafson's coming on here on Tom's headset, so I hope there's no technical problems for you people.
We wondered a couple minutes ago whether or not we're going to get into a punting match here, whether Churchill will put the ball into the end zone far enough so that St. Paul's can't kick it back out. Remember, they also have to give the return man 5 meters.
That's a good point. There's a snap. It's a good snap. There's the kick. It's coming down about 5 meters into the end zone.
It's in the end zone.
St. Paul's is going to return the kick.
They get it out.
They do. Did it get out far enough?
Yes, it did. It did.
We can't tell from the signal. I guess it did. So the game ends as a tie, and we got overtime.
Churchill received the punt, but he was knocked out of bounds, and that's the end of the ball game. Unless there's a flag, I can't see. There's a lot of commotion on the field.
I think that ball went out of bounds around the St. Paul's 2-meter line. Who wrote this script?
I don't know. We have a replay coming up on that, Bob. You see, it was a good punt into the end zone. The St. Paul's receiver fielded it and kicked it, ran a few meters and kicked it back out. Here it is, Bob. There we go. We've got the catch. Here he comes. Number 15, Pure, kicks it out. Getty catches it at the 4-yard line. If he stays in bounds, it's a touchdown.
Whoa,
he had people in front of him.
How does that overtime work?
That's something we should find out here, Bob. It's exactly how the overtime setup works.
No, I don't think they are. They're setting the clock for 10 minutes. Like they'll play probably 2 10-minute quarters, I believe, and they only give them about a 3-minute break here. We've got one of the officials down here beside us, so we're just going to try and check with him the procedure.
I wonder if we could get Coach Sherbrooke down and see if he could get an official on the sidelines to explain the overtime setup.
I think Arnie Taylor is just announcing right now that we have, I think, 2 10-minute halves in overtime. They're explaining it over the public address system. So don't leave us, don't go home early. What a super ball game. The old kick it out of the end zone trick bails the Crusaders out. Just a super finish.
It was good heads-up play by the Churchill people covering the punt.
Right now, we're just going to, I think they're only giving the players about 2 or 3 minutes, so we're just going to break away for a minute. So don't go home without us.
get Tom down there with an official. Tom's on the sidelines. Get him.
You know what's going on? I don't.
Tom Sherbrick's just trying to make his way down onto the field too to get clarification, and we'll be right back.
I think it bounced out of bounds.
Watching BPW Channel 13, west of the red.
Everybody, we're back, and it's overtime here at the Velodrome, and we'll explain it to you viewers at home. And we have two 10-minute halves. It's not sudden death. In the last 3 minutes of each half, they have the special timing is in effect, and actually what it amounts to, we're being treated to an extra 20 minutes of football. And the way things are lining up here, the Bulldogs are going to be kicking off to the Crusaders in overtime.
That was it, Bob. The officials came up and very definitely said that is not a sudden death playout. There are two halves to this football. So there are 20 more minutes of football left here at the Velodrome.
There's the play. Davies with a booming kick, a real strong kick that's mishandled by the Crusaders, but they pick it up and they head straight upfield. A nice run. I believe it's, we're not sure if it's 22. We'll wait till they unpile, but they're going to have nice field position. We're talking about St. Paul's, that is. And there's number 54 getting up slowly. He was one of the blockers for the Crusaders. That's Carl Sayer. He's played a strong game. And again, we're playing two 10-minute halves. It is not sudden death. We just play it to the end here. They'll be given a very short 2-minute break between the halves, and special timing is in effect the last 3 minutes of each half. So for some of the boys, this could be really important, Ron, how the reserves do in this situation. There we go. First down. They pitch to Harewood. He turns it up. He's got a first down. A nice run by Peter Harewood, and the Crusaders are off to a great start.
They did a good job coming off left tackle that time, Bob. Harewood again running hard. You have to wonder how long he's going to hold up. He's had the 96-meter run. He had their other touchdown. He's been playing offensively, defensively, and you know these people are geared to play 48 minutes of football, and when you throw another 20 in, it's going to take its toll on these people tonight. I'm sure Tech Walk will be happy to see this one go overtime.
Boy, some of those linemen going two ways in both these teams. Well, they'll be shedding a few pounds out there tonight. I know they get caught up in the action. They're not going to notice it that much, but there's the gift to Cantafio. He pops through. Rick Urso's got him. He's still driving. Jamie Christensen had him first, but young Cantafio ran right out of his grasp. And Ron, you take it away. We're going to have a nice replay on this.
Okay, on the replay, you notice that the backs all went in motion left, and Cantafio just sits in a little counter action back right off the right tackle. You see there's the handoff. He reads it well. Made an excellent cut, broke the tackle with Christensen, broke the tackle with Urso, and it took Parliament and Urso to bring him down. He picked up about 15 meters, an excellent play. Good run by Cantafio.
The Crusaders have the ball on the Bulldog 43-meter line, and they're off and running. The flags fly, and Bulldogs are flying after young Peter Harewood again as they bring him down for a short gain. We'll wait till they sort out the penalty.
It looked like procedure against St. Paul's. It looked like I think it was their right tackle, their right guard moved early. We'll have to, if we get it on the replay. St. Paul's is back to making mistakes. They made mistakes in late in the game in the fourth quarter before our overtime. That took them out of the possible field goal single range. So we'll have to see if they're going to continue making mistakes.
I see the Bulldogs did not decline the penalty. They are marking off the meterage right now. And it'll be a 1st and 15 situation now as the ball is back out to the 47-meter line of Churchill. St. Paul's has the ball. We have 8:41 remaining in the first overtime half, and What a, just a super ball game here at the Velodrome. 15-15, and what a play to end the game. Well, there's a look-in pass. It's good to number 75. We'll check that out. That's John Gilmore for the St. Paul's Crusaders, and that play's been there all night for them, and they just decided to use it right now. Nice play by St. Paul's.
Okay, we'll have a replay coming up. You notice that Silo quarterback fakes the pitch right, fakes a little action, fakes the dive, and then a little pop pass drop to 75. Good catch, turns it upfield, and runs well with the football.
Did a good job wrapping both arms around that ball. You don't want to fumble in this point in the game when you're getting into nice field goal position. 2nd and 1 situation with the Crusaders. Not much doubt what they're going to do in this play. They give straight ahead. I believe it's Cantafio. We'll wait till they sort, but he's got lots of meterage for a first down anyways.
Oh, there's no doubt they picked that one up by about 3 meters. A lot of people, you have to wonder about young Darren Greengrass in there too, Bob. He hasn't played much football, spot duty throughout the year. Now he's forced into playing. He's played, what, almost 3 full quarters now, and you have to wonder how his stamina is holding up also.
That's a good point, Ron, and if he can pick up those overshifts too, that's interesting, if he can get that in a hurry.
Well, they overshifted right now. I didn't see him adjust. They're unbalanced left.
There they go. They give the Tetro off right end. Oh, there's a nice tackle. We'll give number 12.
Good play by Jim Harvey. Good play by Jim Harvey. Lauren Davies played the outside linebacker, came across the line of scrimmage, turned the play inside, and there was Jim Harvey waiting for it. Good defensive play.
There's a shot of some of the girls from St. Mary's who are here doing the cheerleading on behalf of St. Paul's High School, and just terrific to see that.
Darren's been doing a pretty good job for Churchill defensively at that nose guard. He's very critical position when you play a 3-man front. That nose guard has to control the guard center holes on both sides.
I think our technical people will get overtime for this, Ron. They'll love this. Oh, there's a loose ball.
And
I think the middle linebacker, Jerry DePape, came up with a ball. And number 15, Peter Pura, has got to feel terrible right now. But remember, they didn't give up any points. It's not sudden death. The Bulldogs have a long way to go. Just a super defensive play, though.
Good reaction by DePape. They had a good fill by the linebacker coming across the line of scrimmage, tackled the backfield. The ball popped up, and DePape was quick to react to it, landed on it. Churchill football. And we're down to 7 minutes left in this one, in the first half of this overtime, Bob. Big break for Churchill.
George Sanderson comes wide to this side. He looks like he's got a little bit. There's the give off. Left tackle for maybe only about 3 or 4 meter gain. We'll pick up the number. It's Chris Jameson, number 20.
Same thing that they opened up the game early with, Bob. They were running a little bit off tackle. They've been keying on Andrews. They've been changing their power and running to Jameson, running back off weak side instead of strong side.
2nd and 7 situation right now for the Churchill Bulldogs. Will Tony DeStasio put the ball in the air? Or the answer, it looks like yes. That play's open. There it is, and I believe it's Don Birch, 33, just doing I guess what they consider a safe little out pattern. He's going to be very close to the first down where they mark his forward point of advance.
Well, you can run your routes at a couple different depths, Bob. If you're looking at a long depth, you're looking at 10 to 12 yard out, and you can throw that for first down distance. But in that situation, on a 2nd and short, he ran a 6-yard out, picked up the first down, and just a good football play. We like to run that when the defensive backs are playing 7-8 yards off, because they backpedal on the snap, and it opens up that short pass for you.
There go the chain stick boys from Tech Bach out onto the field. Those are the meter men, we call them now, and I know that Al Besson was nice enough to mention them in a column he did last week in the Free Press, and they sure appreciated that. I was talking to them before the game, and they're as excited about this game as some of the players. It was terrific.
First down, Bob. I noticed there's going to be some games being played here. A couple of the defensive backs were over with Coach Sitter at that time, and now the game's coming. If they adjust up to the quick out, will Churchill adjust to not run that quick out, but get a little more depth in their patterns? And here's where the coaching aspect really comes in this football game.
Look at those Churchill girls. They haven't stopped cheering all night. That's great.
I think we're on the St. Paul side with that, Bob. We're right down in front.
Oh, I thought I saw that blue and red over there. Here we go. 1st and 10 situation for the Bulldogs, and they stay pretty basic. They give to Andrews. He is brought down after just a short gain, or maybe 4-meter gain on the play. Eats up a little time. The clock is at 5:50 and running down here in the first half of our first 10-minute half of overtime football here at the Velodrome. And all I can say is, Ron, thank goodness it's such a beautiful night for football.
Well, we've been very fortunate this year. I think there was only one bad game or one bad night, and that was the night that we had a lot of rain here. I remember Tech Bach Calvin was the second game that was telecast here, and it was just an absolutely terrible night. A lot of rain, but the field's in good shape. And we've got an
There's
excellent
George
football game.
Sanderson. Oh, a near interception by number 20. Whoa, man, that had touchdown written on it both ways.
Here's the replay, Bob. This is what we talked about earlier in the show. That's Tim Lang filling. If they throw that out a little bit behind or a little bit short, and that defensive back reads it, and he picks it off. Here we go. Here's the pass. There it is. See, it's a little bit underthrown, and Lang just missed it. Hey, Sanderson, good job. He almost caught the deflection. Would have been a super catch. But if Lang picks that one off, I'd have to say, Bob, that it's 6 points for St. Paul's.
We're down to about 5:10 remaining here, and in the first 10-minute half of overtime, there's Mulvaney, a booming kick with the breeze. Nice kick. It's mishandled by St. Paul's, but they get possession. They head to this side of the field, but they're going to have poor field position here. Some good downfield coverage.
I think that was Cam Parliament made the original tackle. You see Rick Urso getting up off the foul. But there must have been a little lack of communication back there by those two receivers because they were both trying to catch the football at the same time. And what you want is someone to catch the football and someone to lead block for you.
Arnie Taylor informs us the ball is at the 18-meter line of the St. Paul's Crusaders. They're going to take over here with 5 minutes remaining, and it won't take long for these quarters to run through here, Ron. It's going to be very interesting who will be able to get in position to kick for a point.
It will, and one of the reason we have a timeout is Jamie Christensen is down on the field again, whether he's having leg problems or what, but this is about the third or fourth time that he's been down, and as we've mentioned his name a lot during the telecast, he is a very critical part of that Churchill defensive line.
Just while we get a little break here, I'll try and mention the name of the coaches here for the Churchill Bulldogs. We have Brian Dobie as the head coach, Dennis Fenton, he's a teacher on staff, defensive coordinator, Paul Normando, a 9-year veteran offensive line, Daryl Mazer is a defensive secondary coach, Dwayne Hissop is second-year offensive backfield coach. Dwayne was at Daniel McIntyre last year. Dave Boness, first year from the University of Manitoba, a former linebacker, and he's doing the defensive line. There's a picture of the Bulldogs just taking a little breather down there. Some of the numbers, 88 Belanger. Number 21 we see there is Mike Chmielewski, the rookie. Number 22 has played a strong game today, Dale Hutchison.
You see Jeff Getty there on the side. There's they're taking a good much-needed rest right now.
We're just juggling the headsets here. Tom Sherbrooke has fought his way through the crowd to get back here, and what a ball game. 5 minutes. We're at the halfway point of the first half. There's Karen Beauchamp and Trish Wilson helping Jamie Christensen. It's been a rough night for Jamie, and we'll tell our viewers that we see the Bulldogs lost their starting nose guard partway through the second. No, I guess it was towards the end of the first half there, and you know, it's definitely caused a few problems, but they've got not bad work out of their sub there. Darren Greengrass has done a good job. There's the pitch. I believe it's Peter Harewood. He just lowers the shoulders and he goes ahead, and it looks like a 7-meter gain. Nice play for St. Paul's.
I was just going to say, Bob, that looked like the overbalance to this side again, and
it looked like Churchill adjusted that time, Tom.
Well, it's about time because so far tonight, St. Paul's has picked up some good meters with that overbalanced line, and Churchill's just playing with less defenders. You know,
they go unbalanced right this time. Crack back in the pitch. Good.
There's a flag.
We have to wonder if the crackback, there's a rule in high school football that says if you crack back, you have to block the player above the waist, and we'll have to see whether that, as number 15, Pura came down, whether he blocked below the waist or not.
I know a couple of the St. Paul's players look really excited that it's offside by the Bulldogs. We'll wait till they sort it out. There's the replay.
Well, actually, I think it was above the waist.
So it's offside call against the Bulldogs. Well, first down time now for the St. Paul's Crusaders. The ball's on their own 30-meter line, and right now they'd like to eat up a little time, kick for a point. We were joking earlier in the game, a point here, a point there. Where are those points when we need them? Oh, there's some good faking by young Stadler. I didn't know who had the ball.
Well, it was the gift to Contafio, and I think Contafio just slanted off tackle or off guard on the right-hand side of the offensive line.
Number 36 Urso came up with the ball, but I believe it was after the fact there.
You're talking about points here and points there, Bob. As we progress in this game, as it progresses farther along, that missed opportunity in the first half by Churchill sure looms big right now.
You're right, Coach. We were talking about that play at halftime. You're right. Here we go. 2nd and 8 situation. The player was open early. There's a look-in pass, but it's intercepted by the Pap. He heads out towards this side of the field. He's brought down on the 34-meter line of the St. Paul's Crusaders. And it was funny, Ron, I watched that play right from the start. The original big tight end, 75, was open, but Steidl didn't give him the ball. Then he waited a second, threw to the next man, but by that time, the other
You
man
see
was
him look,
covered.
there he looks. Now he looks back outside. Nothing's there. And DePape gets a good drop. He's got about 10-meter drop. He goes up, catches it at the highest point of his jump, and pulls it down. Did a good job returning the football. Churchill's football, what are we on? About the 34-meter line going in.
I think I just saw Coach Fenton kiss an athlete. I don't believe it, but that's his boy who made that play.
Excellent play by DePape.
There's the pass. It's
There it
good.
is.
Caught by Jamison. He's turning the corner. That kid can move. Ooh!
Good hit by Pira on the sideline.
What a hit, but Jamison by that point has traveled down to around the 15-meter line. Just a super play by Chris Jamison.
Well, it was that little flat pass again, Bob, and we've seen Jamison be very effective on that play tonight. Got really cranked, though, at the sidelines by number 15.
It was a good, here it is. We see the little fly. You see Jamison break out. There's the catch. He turns upfield. He outruns 26, but watch this hit. Oh, you don't hit him any better than that. He'll remember that one for a while.
But Jamison bounced back up, and he's in the backfield.
First down. The Bulldogs are going to pass again. It's intercepted, I believe, by the Crusaders. Whoa! Woo.
Number 14.
Number 14. That's
Charles Tatro on interception.
Who wrote this script?
There we're talking about that out again, Bob, where the quarterback has to get the ball up and out. If the receiver doesn't catch it, the defensive back doesn't catch it. That time, Pure did a good job. Here we go. Cuts in front. Good play by the defense.
You know what I noticed right away was really interesting? The quarterback had taken an angle of pursuit to cut off the interception man. 14. First and 10 situation for the Crusaders. We're down to 2:44 remaining here in the first 10-minute half of overtime. They just give off left tackle, and the runner, number 22, Cantafio, is tripped up by looks like Pat Belanger and Jerry DePape in there, number 40. No, Jeff
number
Getty,
44. Right, Jeff Getty.
They did a little something out of context by them. They didn't come out in their power eye set. They came out with a slot and a split backfield. They just ran a little crossing back and gave to the second man. Belanger, playing the outside linebacker, read it and crashed down, held him to a gain of 2. It would look like it was going to go for a good yardage.
There's a score for our viewers at home, whether it's Wednesday afternoon, Saturday morning, 15-15 in overtime. Not sudden death overtime either. Oh, there's a nice cut by the ball player, but Urso came over to make a good tackle, and he absorbed the punishing late block from Cantafio, but Urso had made the play on Pura by then, and also over Michael Dean. Good defense, just in time.
Well, it was a good tackle, and it's going to make it short by about maybe 1 meter, so it's 3rd and 1. And there's Pura carrying the ball, and Urso makes the tackle and then gets knocked
There
down.
was a double hit on that, Tom. He made the tackle and then got hit.
Spun around, and I think 22, Cantafio.
Urso thrives on that. That's why he likes running back kicks.
Here we go. Critical. Oh, they're mixed up. They're unbalanced right. Way unbalanced.
Way unbalanced.
What do you call?
Oh,
it's offside.
Okay. Oh, on a 3rd and 1 situation,
3rd and 1.
too.
Bad time.
But will Churchill get the chance to decline this?
No, I don't think they will there because the snap was never made,
Right.
it looks like. And
so it would probably bring up a punting situation for sure now.
Oh, they could decline. It was 3rd down.
Yes, one of the people on the right side of the line, and there were a lot of them. Most of the team was over on the right side of the line. Jumped offside.
They only had one lineman on this side of center. And
That's right.
We've been talking unbalanced. They usually just shift the guard over and stay with 2, but they really went strong side that time.
yeah, it looked like they shifted 2 of their interior linemen over to the right side there. They could actually put the end, center could actually be an end if they want to, but there's a good snap. That center's been consistent all night. A good driving kick. Number 33, Birch, a good sure-handed reception. He lowers his head, heads upfield, and the Bulldogs are going to take over on their own 47-meter line. And we've got 1:52 remaining here to the end of this first half of overtime.
And number 65, Brian Payne, was downfield to make the tackle for the St. Paul's Crusaders on that punt.
Good coverage by St. Paul's. As we watched them come down from the snap, they came down about 5 across, and they just sealed him inside. Nowhere to run. And as I said, they lowered the boom on him. We picked up only about 4 or 5 meters after the catch.
Here's the pitcher, Mike Richardson, Luke Holt, Jamie Christensen, and I guess Yellen is the center in there. In the back, there's George Sanderson with the red knee pads coming our way. Steve Poor is the up back in the I formation. We'll see what the Bulldogs can come up with here. We're into overtime at the Velodrome on a gorgeous Tuesday night for football. Here's D'Estasio. He's going to pass. Good protection. He hangs it up. Richardson is broken deep. He's got the ball. What a reception. There's a penalty, but I think it's against St. Paul's. The reception will hold.
It looked like defensive interference, Bob. That linebacker trying to cover Richardson as a tight end did not play the football. Good catch and good concentration by Richardson.
Stasio dropping back, looking downfield. And the coverage, it was provided by, I think, 55 Gruette. And it's...
penalty declined. That's pretty obvious. Mike Richardson, number 30, the hero of the moment right now. Just a very temporary moment, I might add, because the Bulldogs haven't scored. They have the ball down, it looks like the 24-meter line of the St. Paul's Crusaders. We were down to 1:45 remaining in the first half, and we still have another 10 minutes to go after this.
Well, that was an excellent play by Richardson. As we said earlier in the show, that he has been switched from a starting defensive linebacker where he played for 3 years for Churchill. They switched him to tight end this year because partly in the fact that they felt that they needed to use his abilities. He had good hands, and he showed the hands that he had on that play. Good concentration following the football in, looked it in, caught it, and he had the presence of mind to tuck it and keep going. Pretty good play for someone who's only played a tight end for 1 year.
That's right. He really timed his jump there in that play very nicely, and Stasio really hung the ball up. It seemed to stay up for the longest time, but I guess he just had enough velocity on it to get there. He really arced it high.
I bet you he's hoping he did hit Sanderson like that. A few times he was open in the regulation time.
First down, the ball is on, I believe it's on the 24-meter line. They give to Jamison, and he lowers his head and drives for maybe about 8 meters. Nice run, Chris.
I think it was number 55 making the tackle there for St. Paul's. That's Gruette again, and so many times we've called his name this evening.
He's a veteran player, Tom, grade 12.
Really, a grade 12 player on St. Paul's.
There's an injured player down for the Crusaders. That's going to slow things up momentarily here. And
Bob, if I might, I'd just like to review the scoring. It's 15 all, and Jamison scored 2 touchdowns.